Thanks for joining us for Workday Now, the Student Experience. This Workday Now is one in a series of on-demand 30-minute overviews that showcase how Workday is different by design and how we are really built for the future. Workday Now product overviews are available across the product suite, including topics under human capital management, financials, technology, and student. My name is Diane Rosario with the Student Solutions Consulting team here at Workday, and for the next 30 minutes, I'll be your host. So let's go ahead and get started. Higher education as a whole is in a state of unprecedented change. Shifting student demographics are increasing competition for traditional students, while new populations like adult learners and first-generation students continue to rise. With this, institutions are encountering a whole new set of needs, including increased demand for everything from remedial coursework to non-traditional learning modes like online and hybrid learning. At the same time, new systems of assessment like competency-based education and an emphasis on learning outcomes continue to change the way that colleges evaluate students. These are some complicated challenges faced by institutions. But what about the students themselves? How is higher education changing for them? One of the biggest changes is in how we all engage with the world around us. As our reliance on mobile devices grow, so does our students. A Harris poll of more than 1,000 students revealed that the average student between 18 and 34 brings 7 devices to college. Additionally, 83% of college students agree that tablets will transform the way that college students learn in the future, and 87% of these students said they would like to use mobile technologies as much or more than they do now. It should come as no surprise that when these same digital natives are directed to go online to engage with institutions through activities like applying for college, registering for classes, and accessing their financial aid, they expect an experience that is like the intuitive and mobile consumer experiences they have elsewhere. As these students start to evaluate colleges more like consumers, these difficulties can have real impacts on a campus. Surveys have shown that poor service, a feeling that the college does not care, and a lack of clarity regarding a path to degree attainment are 3 of the leading reasons why students transfer or drop out. At Workday, as we set out to build the first modern student information system, we agreed that getting a degree can be challenging and require a lot of hard work, but figuring out how to get that degree shouldn't. Unfortunately, this is nearly impossible when the average student information system today is older than the students themselves. These legacy systems have many drawbacks. Among them, they offer little to no self-service, and they lack the flexibility to manage today's complex business processes and changing academic programs. As institutions attempt to remedy shortcomings by bolting on additional tools like degree audit and portal software to pick up the slack, new hurdles arise related to integration, multiple user experiences, and the decentralization of critical data needed for problem solving. There has to be a better way. That's why at Workday, we've set out to build a modern student information system that is mobile and flexible and puts students at the center of everything we do. Building the student information system for this generation is an incredible opportunity to improve upon the way these students engage with their campus. Workday began this process by assembling 39 colleges as design partners, along with product management teams comprised of individuals with more than 200 years of combined higher education experience. We agreed early on that students were at the core of Workday Student, which is why we also turned to actual students for guidance on how Workday Student can best serve their needs. Workday's user experience designers and researchers have conducted 6 different in-depth interviews and design sessions with students while we were on the respective campuses of our design partners, and we continue to involve students in our development process today. To best serve the needs of these students, we've incorporated this design session feedback from the beginning. The result is that with each release of new functionality introduced into Workday Student, new opportunities are made available for students to self-serve. In this Workday Now, we'll take a look at how students are at the center of everything we do as we follow a single student, Jill, from her initial interest in Alma Mater University. She'll begin as a prospect receiving emails to help encourage her to apply. Once admitted, we'll follow her through the online orientation process, including accepting her financial aid. Then, as a current student, we can build her degree plan, register her in classes, and even view grades and track her academic progress. So let's go ahead and take a look. As a prospective student, Jill begins her day by opening her email on her tablet, where she can check on the communications coming from AMU. We understand that to be competitive, it's important to connect with your students early and frequently in the recruitment process. With Workday's integrated engagement capabilities, it's like having a CRM built into your student information system. And because Student is one solution, this engagement will continue for the entire time Jill is enrolled at AMU. Workday also provides the ability for students like Jill to access information as prospects and applicants using the external student site functionality. Using the site, prospective students can view and search for upcoming admissions events based on information such as date and location. Prospects can also return to this site at any time to register for an event. Once they create an account, they won't even have to fill in the registration form when they select an event they want to register for. Workday provides the ability to brand these external sites to match your institutional branding, as well as the ability to have multiple sites, enabling institutions to support the unique needs and events of individual academic units like graduate and continuing education, all within a single system. Events scheduled in Workday can be on or off campus, as well as support event parameters such as a maximum number of registrants and guests, time zones, and follow-up messaging. And of course, registration information is automatically tracked and available for event coordinators in real time through Workday. Jill can also use this site to access important information about the admissions process, like application deadlines and useful information. Once applied, AMU can keep her up to date here and through email regarding her admission status for any of the applications she submitted to AMU. Jill can track the status of her application requirements specifically as they pertain to her, as well as the academic program she's applying to. Anytime she checks back at the site, the status information in Workday is automatically reflected here. She can even upload missing requirements like an essay or a resume so the admissions review committee has immediate access to it. The result is that Workday helps to take the guesswork out of the application process for the student. Once admitted, Jill will even have the ability to view her admissions decision online through this site. When she's ready, she can also take action to accept or decline her admissions offer. And with that, Jill is now a newly admitted student to AMU. Once Jill enrolls at AMU, she can now access Workday for all of her activities. Workday's engagement framework will even initiate the process of helping her access her account the first time after she enrolls. Upon logging in, Jill can see that she has an inbox and access to her student worklets. That is, the key areas she needs to manage her academics and finances. Thanks to the input of actual students in the design of Workday, it's easy for Jill to explore. Clicking into academics, she can see some of the resources available to her as a student. Here in Workday, she has easy access to her academic plan and can view any holds. She can also view and take action on important announcements from members of the AMU community. This announcement from the registrar provides Jill with the tools to view and explore the courses that are available for the upcoming year. As a new student, Jill's inbox is a great way to guide her through the steps needed to orient her to AMU. First, she must sign up for an orientation session. With Workday Student, we've made a distinction among courses and the other activities that are needed for students to achieve their goals. No longer will you have to create a dummy course to support registration activities for things like orientation, study abroad, and practical learning. Once complete, Jill advances to the next task. FERPA requires that institutions allow students to indicate if they wish to be included in the student directory. Jill can review the policy, and if she wishes to opt out, click the checkbox. AMU also asks that Jill review and affirm that she'll abide by the academic honesty policy on campus. She can review the document, download a copy, and agree, or even provide a digital signature. Workday's business process framework makes it easy to ensure students complete important onboarding tasks. Workday allows for institutions to use this framework to drive a number of tasks for students, staff, and faculty. AMU can even reaffirm any of these items at critical points in the student life cycle. Jill can also access her own student profile. While some information may be secured, remember that Workday is a single solution. As a result, this is the same profile administrators and faculty have access to when they log into Workday. She can also take action from this profile. Here, she can indicate that she preferred to be called Jill instead of the given name that she noted on her application. Her personal information includes her date of birth and other important biodemographic data. This also includes her gender identity, orientation, and pronoun preferences should she choose to share them. Your institution can determine how you want to handle student self-service updates such as information changes. These changes can be routed to appropriate administrators for approval as part of a business process wherever you deem necessary. Jill can also view and update her friends and family. This information has been growing since she was an applicant and indicated recommenders. Students can designate a proxy, and the engagement framework even supports communication out to these individuals. Jill's Academic tab in Workday is the hub of everything related to her academic goals. An overview displays her educational objective, and Jill can initiate requests to add to or change her program of study from here. Building Workday from scratch meant that we could accommodate how students may need to track objectives beyond degree completion. Here, Jill can indicate that she hopes to pursue a graduate degree, and AMU can begin to advise her on this path. Putting the student first also means bringing planning and registration together in one place within Workday. As a new student, Jill is able to see her recommended coursework based on the plan template defined for econ majors. From her plan, she can also view her academic requirements. If there are any requirements that are not met through this plan, she can view that as well. As Jill scrolls through this plan, she can see the requirements, courses, and whether or not she is eligible to take the course. As she completes courses in her time at AMU, completing prerequisites, her eligibility will automatically update. Since this is a plan template, Jill can also take steps to update her plan. This will open up all of the coursework for her projected time at AMU. As an institution, you have the flexibility to define how detailed your plan templates will be, and whether they account for specific courses or all of the years of the program of study. As a new student, Jill scrolls to this year, and she can begin to add courses she'd like to take with this plan. She can search for courses by individual requirement, which will narrow to only the specific classes that meet it. She also can drill in to view more details about the course, including the description. Additionally, Jill can search for courses by name if she has a specific class in mind that she would like to take. When Jill added this course, she received contextual information about her actions. This alert is letting her know that this course appears elsewhere in her plan and may jeopardize her financial aid. Student First also means anticipating the needs of students. In Workday, the information Jill needs is right at her fingertips. Here, she can easily understand why she's not eligible to take this course. Her academic plan is also actionable, and Jill can take action from here to request permission to take the course. Workday's business process framework can initiate the appropriate approval processes. Jill can also use save schedules to help explore how this plan would lay out on an actual schedule for a specific term. For fall 2018, Jill has created 2 schedules, a first and second choice, with each of the course sections that she could possibly take. From here, she could add a course, make an edit, and of course view this in a schedule format. Jill could even use this schedule to initiate a registration. For universities who require students to review their plan with an advisor, Workday can assist as well. From her plan home, Jill can initiate plan approval for her entire plan, or she can focus on a specific academic period. Workday's business process framework enables institutions to accommodate their own unique approval processes. Here, Jill is even able to provide a personalized note to her advisor to look at her plan for a future academic period. When approved, Workday's engagement framework will notify Jill so she can move forward with any registration processes. Speaking of registration, since her registration window is open for fall 2018, an orange registration button appears on her plan. When Jill clicks to register from within her plan, she's able to see all of the courses that she's placed within the plan, as well as any available course sections. Workday includes all of the information that students need to make these decisions. They're able to see the meeting time, course description, location, and even instructor information. If a grading basis can be selected for an individual course, such as pass, fail, or audit, they can select that here as well. And Workday provides contextual alerts to notify students of critical decisions they need to make in the registration, including if a course is not something that they're eligible for, or if they're going to be placed on a waitlist when they register. When Jill clicks to register, she's able to see an immediate confirmation of all of the courses that she's successfully registered for, as well as any courses where she's been placed on a waitlist. In many cases, students may return to their schedule to make adjustments or changes depending on the rules and calendar guidelines that you have on campus. Here we can see that Jill can return to her schedule to drop a course or even swap a course out for a better section that would meet her scheduling needs. She's also able to view her newly created schedule for the upcoming fall term, all within Workday. Jill can return to her profile and view her academic history. Prior to enrolling at AMU, she took courses at another institution in statistics. This coursework has been articulated onto her record and is available for her to view. There's lots of different ways to access information within Workday. From her academics worklet, she can see a broad range of options that are available to her, and even view her support network of advisors who've been assigned to her. She also has the ability to explore the many course offerings available at AMU. Using the Find Courses report, Jill can use the facets on the left-hand side of the page to narrow the course offerings down to those that meet specific criteria. Here she's looking at courses that are in lecture format in the Department of Sociology. Upon clicking on one of these courses, Jill can view more detail about it, including the course description and when it's offered, as well as location. From here, she can even register for the course because there are sections available and the window for registration is currently open. Jill is able to select the section of the course that she'd like to register for and indicate the grading basis that she'd like to take the course in. Once she clicks register, this course will be added to her existing courses. Returning home, Jill shifts her focus from her academics to her student finances. This includes both her financial aid as well as her student accounts. When she clicks to view her financial aid package, Jill is able to view the package for the 2018 and 19 year. Upon opening her financial aid, she's able to view the estimated costs and even drill in to view the details behind those individual costs. Workday also provides a helpful analytic to help her understand the breakdown of her individual package. Scrolling down, Jill is able to view an overview of her financial aid and even take actions such as printing an award letter or a shopping sheet. From her financial aid overview, Jill can also access the information about the estimated costs she can expect to incur in the 2018-19 year, including a detailed breakdown of each semester. Returning to her financial aid overview, Jill is able to initiate the acceptance or decline of these awards. Here she can accept partial, or decline an award, and we can see that she's declining her subsidized loan and accepting her unsubsidized loan. As we've seen throughout this presentation, Workday provides contextual information to help guide the student, and here she's notified that she cannot accept an unsubsidized loan and decline a subsidized loan. She's able to quickly adjust and accepts all of her awards available for both terms. With her shopping sheet now available, Jill can retain a copy for her own records. Returning to her finances worklet, Jill can also begin to work on her student accounts. Here she's able to view any account activity that is part of her record. She can also initiate a payment process directly from this page, choosing which type of payment she wishes to make, as well as the payment method. Instead of making a payment at this time, Jill cancels the process and returns to her student finances. This time, she chooses to view her statement. Jill has statements available for her entire time that she's enrolled at AMU. Here, she can generate a PDF as well as view a breakdown of critical information needed in the statement itself. We'll return as Jill shortly, but let's take a look at Workday from an administrative point of view. I'm logged into Workday as Brian King, the VP of Enrollment Management. You'll notice he has the same look and feel that Jill has within Workday, but access to many more functions through his worklets. The worklets available span Brian's functions as a student administrator, manager, and cost center manager. From his inbox, Brian can see he has items awaiting him. One of these is the registration permission request that we saw Jill submit earlier when registering for courses. As a new student at AMU, Brian believes that Jill should complete the appropriate prerequisites that are necessary to take this course. He submits a communication to her and lets her know that he is going to deny this request at this time. The next item in Brian's inbox is a prompt to ask him to confirm the updates that Jill made to her personal information. He approves this request and returns to his homepage to access additional information. Brian leverages Workday's reporting to help him access important information he needs to do his job. From his advisor dashboard, Brian can view the critical information he needs on the advisees within his cohort. He also has access to important information about what's going on with these students, including at-risk grades and which students have recently visited a health center. Workday provides him a wealth of information across a number of different areas, and Brian can even click into one of these reports to better understand the data behind it. When viewing his academic standing information, Brian can drill in to see how many sophomores are in good academic standing and exactly who these individual students are. Brian uses his report to open up his advisee dashboard to view more information across the cohort. As we can see, there's a lot of critical information within a student record, and Brian uses this report to summarize the important information that he needs to identify students he should work with on a given day. These reports are clickable, and Brian can drill in to view more detail about these students. Brian chooses to click on Jill, his newest advisee. Here he can view Jill's academic profile, which includes her academic, financial aid, and student financials information. You'll notice that this is the same view that Jill had when she was logged in to Workday as a student. Brian has access to her academic information, including the courses that she recently registered for just today. Brian can also click in and monitor how Jill is doing in terms of following her academic plan, and view any academic plan approvals that have taken place or need to take place. After viewing Jill's academic plan, Brian also reviews her academic history and then moves on to her financial aid package. Here, he can see a breakdown of all of the financial aid information, including her total financial assistance that has been packaged for 2018 and 2019. Brian can view a breakdown of the same information that Jill was able to view when she was logged into Workday a moment ago. Brian can continue to review the details contained within Jill's financial aid record. This includes information about her total cost of attendance, as well as the ability to view information related to her overall packaging. Brian can click into her financial aid package for any particular term and view the details of this package. He can also view the data that was used in the packaging process and explore the financial aid packaging history. Brian can return to Jill's record to view additional information about her, including her student financials. Here he can view a breakdown of the charges that have been applied for fall 2018. This is the same information that was visible to Jill when she was logged in as a student. He can also view any account transactions that have taken place and any outstanding charges and payments. Brian has access to some additional information, including the athletic team that Jill is a member of, and any action items and holds that have been placed on her record. This is all information that will help Brian as an advisor support Jill's needs. As a system of engagement, Workday is also tracking every single engagement and action that is taking place in Jill's record, and this information is available to Brian to review as necessary. Let's take a look at a student who's been enrolled at AMU a little bit longer. As a sophomore majoring in computer science, Jessica's well on her way to her degree. Here we can see the courses that she's taken reflected within her plan and academic history. This includes any grades that she's received, as well as the units earned, GPA, program of study GPA, and any academic class standings and load status that she's currently received. If we look at her academic progress, we can also see that this activity reflects here as well. And Jessica can see the requirements that she is required to take, as well as her progress toward completing each of those requirements. Like everything in Workday, this information is actionable, and so Brian or Jessica could drill in to view the details of the individual requirement, as well as the specific courses that are satisfying that requirement. Because Jessica is an international student, she has some additional information that's part of her profile. Brian can click in to view biodemographic information. He also has access to immigration information, such as CVIS and visa information, as well as any travel signatures that Jessica may have received. Brian shifts his focus from advising to enrollment management at AMU. This time, he looks at his enrollment management dashboard, which provides a wealth of information he needs as an academic administrator at AMU. From his plan versus actual enrollments report, Brian is able to see the information regarding which courses students are planning to take and which courses they've actually registered for. He can even drill into this report to understand better which students are taking courses that may or may not meet an academic requirement. From his waitlisted and closed courses report, Brian is able to see all of the courses that are currently waitlisted for this period. He can click into speech communication and view more details, including that 5 students are registered, but more may enroll. From here, he can click to view more information, including the roster of students who are registered for the course. This also can include students who are currently on the wait list. Brian could remove Jill individually, but knowing more students want the course, he's actually going to edit the course to increase the capacity and open up the course to more students. Here he can see the details about this course and make any other necessary edits he may need. He changes the course to support 10 students and makes an update. This too is a business process and could include any approvals necessary. Brian returns to his enrollment management dashboard, this time taking a look at courses that may be at risk of cancellation. This report provides all of the courses that are at risk of cancellation in spring 2018 and fall 2018. Brian scrolls to the bottom to focus on courses that are under-enrolled. The bottom course, Introduction to Creative Writing, is showing that only 1 student has registered. Instead of offering that course, he decides to cancel the course for this particular term. Upon choosing the reason why, this time due to low enrollment, Brian receives an alert letting him know that the action that he's about to take will impact the student, Jill, who's currently registered. Again, we see another business process in action. In the last moments of this demonstration, let's take a look at how Jill was impacted by Brian's actions. Her inbox shows a new item has arrived, and this is letting her know that she's been removed from the waitlist for the communications course, and if she accepts this offer, she will automatically be enrolled in the course. Jill can return to her academics worklet and, viewing her current courses, see that she has indeed been enrolled in the course upon making the update from her inbox. As a busy student on the go, Jill can access Workday from her tablet in the same way she leverages Workday on her desktop. From her mobile app, Jill can log in and view information on demand whenever she needs it. She can see that she has notifications awaiting her in her inbox. When she clicks into the notification, she has an important notice that her Intro to Creative Writing course has been canceled. There's no need to worry because all of the tools that Jill needs to find a new course are available on her tablet. Using her Find Courses, she narrows the results to look for courses that meet her requirements, this time looking for undergraduate courses in economics. This narrows the results again to just the courses she's looking for, and she clicks on Econ 301. Here she can view the course descriptions and see that she is indeed eligible to take the course. Clicking into the course, she can choose the lecture section she's looking for, and again, just on the desktop, receive alerts if there are problems she should resolve right away. Upon confirming her course selection, Jill will automatically be registered for this new course. She can also see this course immediately reflected within her schedule. Jill can also use Workday to stay on top of her educational objectives. She has access to information like her academic progress toward her degree in economics, and can even click in to view the specific details tied to it. Here she can see that she even satisfied a requirement with the statistics course she transferred from another institution. Returning to her objectives, Jill also has the ability to access information like her academic record as well as her transfer credit. Whether it's access to her weekly schedule or to register for courses or monitor her educational objectives and view her account activity within Workday, Jill's able to get the information that she needs, whether it's on a mobile device or through her desktop at Workday. As we conclude this Workday Now, I'd like to leave you with this. Recently, we presented Workday to a group of students. After, we surveyed them to see what they thought, and we asked them to describe Workday in a single word. Here is a word cloud based on the results of that survey. And as you can see, overwhelmingly, students felt that Workday Student was easy to use. Thank you for taking the time to view this Workday Now recording. There are a number of other Workday Now recordings available on the Workday.com site that you can use to familiarize yourself with the great functionality offered by Workday. Thank you and goodbye.